The new DCU was supposed to be a fresh start after the failed DCU, but Supergirl just tumbled with a $37 million opening. It didn't just lose to Toy Story 5, which is in its second weekend by the way, it proved that the foundation James Gunn is building might already be cracking. I mean, we knew the stakes were high, but nobody expected a launch this bad. For a major blockbuster, this is the worst case scenario. So how did a character this big, adapting one of the most beloved comic book runs in history, miss the mark completely with regular audiences? The truth is, Supergirl didn't fail on its own. To understand why it flopped, we have to look past this individual movie and look at the foundation of the new DC universe. The failure is a domino effect from a franchise that tried to run before it could walk. And the most worrying part isn't even the box office, it's a specific mistake that DC is repeating from Marvel's biggest failures, which I'll show you in a few minutes. Now, before we look at the marketing issues and the math behind this flop, please hit subscribe. To see where the trouble actually started, we have to look back at the first movie in this universe, James Gunn's Superman. That movie underperformed, finishing its global run with only $615 million. For comparison, Man of Steel made $670 million back in 2013. And that's without even counting over a decade of inflation. When your flagship hero is making less money now than it did 13 years ago, you're just moving in the wrong direction. So that lack of box office momentum left Supergirl completely unprotected. But the box office of superhero movies going down isn't just a DC problem. It's part of a much bigger shift in how we all watch movies. It's what people are calling superhero fatigue. Audiences just aren't showing up just out of brand loyalty anymore. They are looking for reasons to stay at home, and Supergirl gave them plenty. Comic book fans love the graphic novel this movie is based upon, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. It's a great dark sci-fi western, and I will definitely read it. But casual moviegoers just don't see Supergirl the same as they see Superman. I mean, mainstream pop culture just treats her as a side character. And superhero side characters have been performing really bad at the box office lately. I mean, just look at Marvel when they try to build movies around secondary characters. I mean, the Marvels collapsed, Ant-Man 3 underperformed like crazy, and even Thunderbolts did not match expectations. Marvel could take a risk on something like Guardians of the Galaxy because the Avengers had just made $1 billion. They had a sort of safety net, but James Gunn's DCU does not have that safety net yet. Trying to launch a high-budget space movie about Supergirl right after your main hero underperformed is like building the second floor of a house while the ground floor is already shaky. Well, then surely they would have made a superhero movie about a B-tier superhero a lot cheaper, right? Well, not really. I mean, it is a space movie, and that needs a lot of visual effects, so it drove the production cost to over $170 million. Because it costs so much to make, it will need to clear around $400 million globally just to break even. Let that sink in for a second. That is a massive hill to climb for a character most people only know from a CW show. And who would have guessed it, in the opening weekend, the movie opens to only $68 million globally. I mean, in today's market space, expecting a lesser known character to make almost $500 million when the whole brand is already struggling is just a massive gamble. And now the movie's going to struggle to hit even $150 million worldwide. But that weren't the only reasons that this movie actually flopped so hard. The tone created an even bigger uphill battle. Woman of Tomorrow is a story about trauma and survival. While film fans love that, it's incredibly hard to market to families. I mean, how do you sell a dark space western starring a character most people don't even know? So naturally the marketing also leaned more into the pop side of this movie. That just didn't work because now the comic book fans are not happy. So critics left it at 56% on Rotten Tomatoes, and opening weekend audiences gave it a B- score. To put that into perspective, that's lower than the notorious misfires like The Flash or even The Marvels. This doesn't mean the movie is entirely bad. Millie Alcock is a great actress, but we have to separate quality from box office reality. Because Supergirl follows the downward trend of Superman, it hurts the whole franchise. This isn't just about one bad weekend. It makes the people with the money nervous, puts the future projects like The Authority on hold, and leaves the studio in a total panic. If you want to see my review on Supergirl, click the video on your screen here to watch my breakdown. See you there. Bye.